During its peak, from the mid-16th century to the early 18th century, the Mughal Empire dominated nearly the entire Indian subcontinent, harnessing immense wealth and manpower. The most renowned rulers of the dynasty include its founder, Babur, and 5 of his direct successors, Humayun, Akbar, Jahangir, Shah Jahan, and Aurangzeb, collectively referred to as the Great Mughals. These 6 emperors played a crucial role in shaping the empire's military strength, artistic achievements, and political influence, with their reigns deeply intertwined with its grandeur and legacy. Zahir al-Din Muhammad, better known by his throne name Babur, was a 5th-generation descendant of the Turkic conqueror Timur, whose vast empire spanned Central Asia and Iran in the late 14th century. Born in 1483, Babur came into a world of fierce competition, where numerous Timurid princes vied for power over a limited number of territories. This led to a cycle of warfare and political maneuvering as rivals sought to expand their influence. During his early years, Babur was determined to seize and hold Samarkand, the former capital of the Timurid Empire. He first captured it in 1497, but soon lost control. In 1501, he reclaimed the city, only to be decisively defeated by Muhammad Shaybani Khan, which cost him both Samarkand and his native land, Fergana. After a final failed attempt to regain Samarkand in 1511, he abandoned his lifelong ambition. However, Babur's story did not end there. Establishing himself in Kabul, which he had conquered in 1504, he shifted his focus towards India. Beginning in 1519, he launched raids into the Punjab region. His most significant victory came in 1526, when he defeated the larger army of the Lodi Sultanate at the Battle of Panipat, paving the way for his occupation of Delhi. By the time of his death in 1530, Babur had established control over northern India, from the Indus River to Bengal. Though the administrative foundation for the Mughal Empire was yet to be developed, its territorial framework was firmly in place. Apart from his military conquests, Babur is also celebrated for his autobiography, the Baburnama. This work provides a vivid and insightful account of his life, offering reflections on nature, society, and politics in the regions he traversed, while showcasing his literary talent and keen observational skills. Humayun, born Nasir al-Din Muhammad, was the son and successor of Babur. His reign over the Mughal Empire was marked by turbulence and exile. Ascending the throne in 1530, he faced constant challenges, the most formidable being from Sher Shah Suri, an Afghan military leader and ruler who eventually overthrew him in 1540. Following his defeat, Humayun spent nearly 15 years in exile, wandering through Persia and seeking refuge at the Safavid court of Shah Tahmasp. During his time in Persia, Humayun not only gained military support, but also absorbed Persian cultural and administrative influences, which would later shape the Mughal court. With the weakening of Sher Shah Suri's successors, Humayun saw an opportunity to reclaim his lost empire. In 1555, with Persian backing, he successfully recaptured Lahore, Delhi, and Agra, restoring Mughal rule. However, his triumph was short-lived. In January 1556, just months after regaining power, Humayun tragically fell down the stairs of his library while hurrying to answer the call to prayer. Some accounts suggest that his accident may have been exacerbated by his habit of opium and excessive drinking. Despite his brief and unstable rule, Humayun played a crucial role in preserving the Mughal dynasty. His Persian influences significantly shaped Mughal art, culture, and governance, which flourished under his son and successor Akbar. Humayun's tomb in Delhi, built by his widow, Empress Begum, remains an architectural masterpiece and an early example of Mughal grandeur that later inspired the design of the Taj Mahal. Akbar, the son of Humayun, ruled the Mughal Empire from 1556 to 1605 and is widely regarded as its greatest emperor. When he ascended the throne at the age of 13, the empire was in a fragile state, controlling only parts of the Punjab and the region around Delhi. However, through strategic military campaigns and diplomatic alliances, he dramatically expanded Mughal territories, transforming the empire into a powerful and unified state. One of Akbar's most formidable challenges came from the Rajputs, the warrior clans of Rajputana, modern-day Rajasthan. Known for their fierce resistance, the Rajputs were a major obstacle to Mughal expansion. However, their internal rivalries proved to be their weakness, allowing Akbar to negotiate with individual chiefs rather than facing them as a unified front. In 1568, he conquered the Rajput fortress of Chittagong, marking a turning point in his campaigns. Over time, many Rajput rulers submitted to Mughal authority, with some even becoming trusted allies and military commanders in Akbar's court. Beyond military conquests, Akbar is remembered for his administrative innovations and policies of religious tolerance. He allowed defeated rulers to retain their positions and govern their territories as long as they recognized Mughal sovereignty. This approach fostered loyalty and stability within the empire. Akbar also abolished the jizya tax on non-Muslims, welcomed diverse religious perspectives, and even attempted to create a syncretic faith known as Din-i-Ilahi, blending elements of Islam, Hinduism, Christianity, and Zoroastrianism, though it failed to gain widespread acceptance. Despite being illiterate, Akbar was a great patron of the arts, literature, and architecture. He established a vast library, promoted translations of Hindu and Persian texts, and encouraged cultural exchanges between different communities. His court became a center of intellectual discourse, attracting scholars, poets, and artists from across the world. The administrative reforms he introduced, including a structured revenue system and a merit-based bureaucracy, laid the foundation for the empire's long-term stability and prosperity. Akbar's legacy extends beyond his military and political achievements. His ability to unify a diverse empire through diplomacy, cultural patronage, and religious inclusivity made him one of history's most visionary rulers, setting a standard that later emperors sought to emulate. Jahangir, born as Prince Salim, was the son of the great Mughal Emperor Akbar. His ambition to ascend the throne led him to rebel against his father in 1599, declaring his independence even before Akbar's reign had ended. His hunger for power went further when, in 1601, he orchestrated the assassination of Abu al-Fazl, Akbar's most trusted advisor and chronicler of his reign. Despite these betrayals, Akbar had limited options for succession. Two of Jahangir's younger brothers had succumbed to alcohol-related deaths, so he formally named Jahangir as his heir. Upon Akbar's death in 1605, Jahangir assumed the Mughal throne. Unlike his father, who had fought tirelessly to build the empire, Jahangir inherited a vast, stable, and prosperous dominion. This allowed him to focus on cultural and artistic endeavors rather than military conquests. Under his patronage, Mughal miniature painting flourished, reaching new levels of refinement. He had a deep appreciation for nature and commissioned elaborate wildlife studies and botanical illustrations, setting a precedent for scientific observation in Mughal art. However, Jahangir's reign was also marked by his personal excesses. He was known for his love of alcohol and opium, consuming both in extreme quantities. His dependence on intoxicants was so severe that he assigned a dedicated servant to manage his supply of drugs. Despite his indulgences, Jahangir maintained a strong grip on power, thanks in part to his Persian wife, Nur Jahan, who became an influential political force. Nur Jahan played a crucial role in governance, issuing imperial orders and even having coins minted in her name, a rare honor for a Mughal empress. Jahangir's rule was a mix of refinement and instability. While he championed the arts and upheld Mughal traditions, his declining health and dependence on intoxicants weakened his later years. His reign ultimately set the stage for his son, Shah Jahan, who would carry forward the empire's grandeur and leave behind some of its most iconic architectural wonders. Shah Jahan, born as Shihab al-Din Muhammad Khurram, was the fifth emperor of the Mughal Empire, ruling from 1628 to 1658. Much like his father Jahangir, he inherited a vast and prosperous empire that was already well established. While he made notable military advances, particularly in expanding Mughal control over the Deccan states and southern India, his true legacy lies in his architectural achievements. The most iconic of his projects, the Taj Mahal, was commissioned in 1632 as a grand mausoleum for his beloved wife, Mumtaz Mahal. who died while giving birth to their 14th child. Construction took over 2 decades and involved thousands of artisans, architects, and laborers. Persian, Turkish, and Indian influences merged to create this breathtaking structure, which remains one of the most celebrated monuments in the world. Beyond the Taj Mahal, Shah Jahan also built the majestic Red Fort in Delhi, the Jama Masjid, and the Peacock Throne, a dazzling jewel-encrusted seat of power, symbolizing the wealth and grandeur of the Mughal dynasty. Aurangzeb, the 6th and longest reigning Mughal emperor, 1658 to 1707, was a formidable military strategist and an astute administrator. Unlike some of his predecessors, he led an austere and disciplined life, avoiding the indulgences and excesses that had characterized earlier rulers. His reign marked the Mughal Empire's greatest territorial expansion, stretching its southern boundary deep into the Deccan, reaching as far as Tanjore. However, this period of military success came at a steep cost, as internal unrest and growing discontent weakened the empire from within. Unlike his great-grandfather Akbar, who promoted religious tolerance, Aurangzeb pursued a more rigid interpretation of Islam. He reimposed the jizya tax on non-Muslims, banned music and court festivities, and destroyed several Hindu temples, replacing them with mosques. These policies alienated large segments of his subjects, particularly the Rajputs, Marathas, and Sikhs, who had previously enjoyed a degree of religious and political freedom under earlier Mughal rulers. Throughout his reign, Aurangzeb faced constant rebellions. The Marathas under Shivaji and later his son Sambhaji waged relentless guerrilla warfare against the Mughal forces, making it difficult for Aurangzeb to maintain control over the Deccan. The Sikhs under Guru Gobind Singh also resisted Mughal authority, planting the seeds of future Sikh militarization. The financial strain of endless wars, coupled with heavy taxation, drained the empire's treasury and overextended its resources. By the time Aurangzeb died in 1707 at the age of 88, the Mughal Empire, though still vast, was crumbling from within. The lack of a clear succession plan led to a power struggle among his sons, accelerating the empire's fragmentation. Over the next century, the once mighty Mughal realm would gradually disintegrate, paving the way for British colonial dominance in India. The 6 great Mughal emperors collectively shaped the political, cultural, and economic landscape of South Asia. While Babur laid the foundation, Akbar expanded and strengthened the empire, and Shah Jahan enriched its artistic and architectural legacy. However, Aurangzeb's rigid policies and relentless military campaigns weakened the empire, setting the stage for its eventual fragmentation. By the 18th century, the once mighty Mughal Empire crumbled under internal strife and external invasions, eventually falling to British colonial rule.